This was a fairly difficult problem, but here's how I solved it. The information in the problem said when they were at an altitude of 6,288 feet, the temperature was 56 degrees. I represented that as a point, 56, 6,288. And then when they're at 2,041 feet altitude, the temperature is 87. So as they decrease in altitude, the temperature is going up. I represented that as 2 points, which I represented down here. 56, 6,288 up here, and then, you know, as the x-coordinate goes up to 87, we're decreasing in altitude here to 2,041. So we've got this decreasing idea. And it wants to know, when we're at an altitude of 5,376 feet, what's going to be the temperature there? So I've represented that sort of along this line. What's the x-coordinate of that point? So the strategy I used was to try to figure out what's the equation for this line that goes through this point and this point. So to get that, I wanted to find the slope of the line, and then I was going to use point slope form. So to get the slope of the line, I did the change in y over the change in x. So 6288 minus 2041 over 56 minus 87, and I got that to come out to be negative 137 exactly. So that's the slope, and that's like how many feet it's dropping for every degree change. So 137 feet per degree, that's the slope. And then I used this point, I think, to write my point slope form equation. So I got y is equal to negative 137, the slope, times the quantity x minus 56 plus 6,288. Okay, so now I've got an equation for that line, and I want to find the x-coordinate when the y-coordinate's 5,376. So I take that and I plug it in for y here in my equation. Now I only have an x to solve for. Okay, so I distribute the 137, I combine these like terms, I subtract this from both sides, and I get that negative 137x is equal to this. I divide both sides by negative 137, and I get that the corresponding x value that goes here is approximately 62.657 rounded to the nearest degree. Did it ask for the degree? 33.8. It says to the nearest degree, yeah. So 63 degrees is what I'm getting there as an approximate degree. And it said, what were the assumptions you made? Well, I assumed that the temperature changed linearly here. So that's a pretty big assumption. It's probably not exactly linearly, but I assumed that it was linear. That's my assumption.